So what you guys are looking at on the screen right now is the Kukri knife. This is a knife that is probably going to be the first knife added in CS2. This is a knife that we've gotten like some leaks from people in the Twitter community that it has been added to like the CS2 files or whatever. It's being highly speculated that it will probably be added whenever the first new case or new content or whatever gets added to CS2. And overall, I think it looks pretty cool. It's not the coolest knife in the world, but it's definitely not, it wouldn't be the worst knife in Counter-Strike either. But this is something we've covered before. We can go over it a little bit more in this video today, but I also want to cover a couple of different knives that could be added to the game at some time. Get your thoughts and opinions on them and look at kind of some cool concepts and ideas for new knives that could be coming at some point to CS2. But first, a word from Skins Monkey. This video is sponsored by Skins Monkey. This is an automated CS2 trading platform where you can trade your skins in for some new ones instantly. And right now, Skins Monkey is actually giving away a free gift to everyone. Using the link in the description below, you can claim a free gift right here. I'm unwrapping my free gift right now, and I just got a 45% deposit bonus. Make sure you go claim your free gift, which could be free skins, free balance, or an extra deposit bonus. And as you continue to make more trades, you can actually receive more free gifts. Thank you to Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. Let's get into it. So I saw in one of these recent Anomaly Clips videos where he showed somebody showing him this post calling it the 5 leaked knives in CS2. Which one do you like the best? And this post is from 9 months ago. This is super old, and obviously throughout the past year there's been a ton of different leaks and speculation and rumors and random things being added to the game files. Some of it has actually been added, some of it's come to fruition, some of it has maybe been fake or hasn't worked out, or they're just adding into the game to maybe try out or test or be a placeholder, whatever, a million different things. But obviously, again, this post from 9 months ago, and it says the 5 leaked knives in CS2, one of these being the Kukri knife, which, like I said, there's tons of videos and stuff out about now. It does seem like this will be, I think most people kind of do believe at this point this is going to be added to the game, and we got to look at it with some like the newer finishes and stuff, like the Doppler Phase 1. I think some of these towards the end look really cool, like the really high demand kind of Doppler phases right now, like stuff like the Ruby and the Sapphire and the Black Pearl. And like I said, I think this knife looks actually pretty clean, pretty cool. Like I said, it's obviously not going to compete with like the Karambit or the Butterfly knife or the M9 bayonet or anything like that, but I would definitely take this over the Navaja. I would definitely take this over Shadow Daggers or whatever, and I think with some of these finishes it actually looks halfway decent. But obviously, since this post got something right here, it said 9 months ago that the Kukri knife was going to be one of the leaked knives added to CS2. We had to take a look at what the heck else was going on here. Maybe this person was onto something. And again, you can see in this post, this is stuff from like CSGO, Panorama Images, Econ Weapons, Base Weapons, Weapon Knives. So like it's allegedly or rumored or speculated to be at least files from the game or whatever. So one of these is this kunai knife. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but I know when I first looked at it, I was just like, okay, I've never even played TF2 in my life. Maybe I've played one game of TF2 ever. I don't even know if I've ever had it downloaded on my computer. I would believe if I've played one game. I know a little bit about the game, pretty much nothing, but I look at this and I'm like, yeah, this is a TF2 item. This looks like a TF2 item. I would believe that this is just a TF2 file that somebody was like, oh, this would be cool to have in CS2 or whatever. But when you Google it and you look at it, I don't have it pulled up right now, but it's actually not the exact same stuff from TF2. It actually looks different. This is a different model, so it's not like this is just a TF2 knife that they brought over. So could this actually be something that's added to CS2? I don't know. Some people are going to say it's out of place. Some people are going to say, oh, that's a Valorant thing, or oh, this would be stupid, or I would hate it, or blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But we do have a video from Gemsry Gregory of what this would look like in CS2 if this does get added. And I don't know. I don't hate it. Obviously, it has a cool pull-out animation. This is like what the vanilla would look like, and then he has it with a bunch of different finishes. And I think one thing that people maybe need to get over is that CS2 is not CSGO. Obviously, CSGO is going to have their whole new era to be able to do whatever they want. Obviously, they want it to be pretty close to CSGO, but there is new visuals, there is new lighting, there is new graphics, there is a new engine. The game might have a little bit of a new look and new feel to it, and if they want to continue to attract players and bring in the player base and stuff like that, they might have to add new and interesting and different stuff. They might have to push the boundaries a little bit, and I don't think the kunai knife looks so ridiculous. I don't think it looks like a Valorant anime, like cartoon too over the top, too crazy, anything like that. I think when you put it in like a realistic view and have it, with the CSGO graphics and engines and lighting, all that stuff, that this thing actually can look somewhat decent. I think it actually could fit in the game decently well. Now, I know people want to have like this realistic stuff and keep the Counter-Strike feel and all that. Well, that's how you keep kind of getting these knives that nobody really cares about, like the Navaja knives, like the Shadow Dagger knives, like even the Kukri knife that we're about to get. So if you want cool, new, shiny stuff, at some point, it's going to be difficult to come up with new, crazy ideas for knives that people are really going to love and resonate with the fan base, like the butterfly knife, like the Karambit and stuff like that. So I don't know, pushing the boundaries with something like the kunai knife, I actually don't hate. I actually don't think this looks bad, and I actually don't think this looks too ridiculously out of place. So again, is this going to be coming at some point in CS2? I don't know, but if it did, I wouldn't necessarily hate it. And you can see here paired up with some different gloves and stuff like that, how this thing actually looks pretty sick and pretty cool. I don't know. I'm actually a fan of this, and I think this would be very, very popular, obviously for good reason. And I'm all about stuff right now that gets the fan base excited. I want to see Counter-Strike popping off. I want to see the fan base growing. I want to see the player base growing. I want to see this game be huge. I want to see it, dominate Valorant and dominate the esports world. And adding cool new items that people are going to get hyped up and excited about or come to the game for could be a good thing. And I don't know, the kunai knife actually looks pretty decent to me. Now, next up, I think, okay, sorry, something's about to fall off my wall in the background. But next up, the thing that I think is probably the most likely to actually be added to the game that really scared me is this twin blade knife. I know the Kukri knife and the twin blade knife have kind of gotten leaked or teased or whatever, kind of hand in hand. And if people think the Kukri knife is going to be the first knife added to the game, I think people truly believe that the twin blade knife will probably be the second knife added to the game. And again, this is a knife that I don't think looks bad. I would much rather have this than Shadow Daggers. I would much rather have this than Navaja or some of the very lowest tier knives in the game. But again, is this something that absolutely blows me away or knocks my socks off or anything like that? No, not really. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't look too crazy. But I do want to look at what this looks like in game because, again, Gemsbury Gregory's got a video for everything. Let's look at this with some different finishes. So this thing, I think, is much easier to understand how this could be a knife or an item in CS2. I think it has a lot of that CS2 feel. I don't think people would be like, oh, what the heck is that? Or, oh, this is Valorant. Or, oh, this is TF2 or whatever. I think this does just seemingly fit in the game very, very well. It's a little bit something different. It's not too crazy, too off the wall, too ridiculous. Looks pretty clean overall. And I think people would like it. I think this would be a pretty cool knife as like a, secondary mid-tier knife or whatever in the game or thrown into an extra case. And obviously we need tons of new content in CS2, so we need tons of new knife ideas. We need tons of new skins. We need tons of new everything because we've had nothing up until this point. So not everything's going to be an absolute banger. Not everything's going to be an absolute home run. But as far as knives that are pretty clean and pretty cool and fine enough, I actually think that this twin blade knife is pretty decent. But of course, with all these, I want to hear what you guys think about it. I want to hear, which of these knives you guys think will or could get added to the game, which one shouldn't get added to the game. Do you think they're cool, not cool, whatever? Twin blade, would be pretty excited about, but it doesn't absolutely blow me away or anything like that. Then we have this. This one is, I think, a lot more controversial. I can't remember what this one is called. This is called the trench knife. And we can take a look at what this looks like. This is another one of those items that I think when you first look at it, it just looks like a TF2 item. I don't honestly know if this is in TF2. I don't know if this is a TF2 item. Like I said, with the kunai knife, I actually looked it up, and the model is a little bit different. It's definitely not just the same model ported over. This, I don't know. This could be a TF2 item. Like I said, I don't know really anything about it, but here it is with some different skins inside of CS2. This one, I think, doesn't. Okay, now I had like a little I don't know, sign up on my wall, and it was just falling off, and so now it's all the way falling off. But this one I think doesn't excite me as much as a kunai knife. I also don't think this one looks as ridiculous. Yes, it's got like the brass knuckles on it. It looks a little bit cartoony. Maybe it's not realistic. Maybe it looks too TF2, whatever. I don't know. But again, we need ideas. We need something to work with in CS2, and this one I actually think doesn't look like horrible. I don't think it looks super cool. It's like kind of ugly, kind of weird, I guess. I don't know if people would really like it or not, but it's at least something. I think it's an interesting concept. This one, probably my least favorite of all the ones we've looked at so far. Don't really know if it's being considered added to CS2. Don't know if it's going to be added to CS2, whatever, but it's at least an option. I think with some of these different, finishes on it and stuff, I think it actually looks kind of cool. And some of these, that looks pretty cool, the Doppler Phase 2. But yeah, this is another one that was kind of included in this list of 5 that might get added to the game. And then finally, the last one to talk about, this one actually doesn't have a video, and this is one of these ones that I actually could see added to the game, and it wouldn't, really be all that shocking. This is the Tanto knife. I think it looks like a CS weapon, like a CS knife, like a pretty basic, pretty realistic knife. It's kind of got like the serrated edges on the backside. It's got a pointy tip. It's really not that crazy. It kind of looks pretty basic and pretty normal, which I guess is why I could actually see it getting added to Counter-Strike, but I also hate that that is like the distinction. Like, oh, if it looks like simple and boring and realistic, it could get added to CS, but if it looks like interesting at all, then, oh, it's a Valorant item. Like, that's not really where we want to be, I don't think, as a CS2 community. So this is a knife that Gamester Gregory doesn't have a video for this or anything. We don't have this with the finishes or whatever, but this is another knife that is being at least speculated or rumored or whatever to possibly be in the CS2 files, maybe getting added to the game at some point or whatever. I don't exactly know, but again, so far in this Reddit post, this was 9 months ago where they said 5 knives that are leaked to be added to CS2 or whatever. So far we know there has been a lot of more updates surrounding the Kukri knife, so maybe we'll get some more updates for all these other ones coming soon. Who knows? But these could be, at least some of these could be some of the first knives we get added to CS2, probably at some point in 2024, because I think it's a little bit too late for this year already, but I don't know. I'm just excited for some new content. I'm excited even to talk about potential new content at this point. We're really down bad. We're really desperate. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely make sure you go check out Skins Monkey. Use code GERM over there. I would appreciate it a ton, and so would they. Hopefully, catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.